Hey guys, Jengar here. Welcome to today's tutorial in which we are looking at how to kill bombers in a safe way, in a way in which you receive relatively low amounts of damage, at least most of the time. Today we're gonna look at the tactics that I usually employ in a wide range of vehicles to make sure that the bomber has the least amount of chance to get his guns on me, and where I get a good chance to focus on one of my main targets. Now the targets that I usually go for is the pilots first. That means I got to attack the bomber from the front and preferably at high speed. Another thing I go for on a regular basis are the wings and the engines, and if I overshoot those two targets, then I sometimes try to shoot at the elevator. That can be a nice target as well in a pinch. The only thing that's problematic there is that you usually get taken past the rear gunner, and on most bombers the rear gunner is the most dangerous one. Not always, but it's often the case. Now, as you've seen so far, we are making passes. We are not sticking around at the back of the bomber. We are passing the plane and we are getting the hell out of there. We usually are trying to make sure that our speed is somewhere between 450 and 550 kilometers per hour, and we try to keep that speed up. We also try to dive on the bombers, in this case again. Where he makes a turn, I come in from above. I have 450 when I pass the plane, and he should be very good with his gunner if he wants to find the right lead. Of course, it also happens sometimes that you get hit on accident, you know, with a stray bullet, and you get set on fire. That happens sometimes. But this manner of attacking usually guarantees you to fly away undamaged. It does not immediately guarantee a kill though, and sometimes you need several passes to get your killing shot or to get your fire started. But all in all, this is usually, for me, this is the best way to attack most bombers from above. There are of course some bombers that are safer to attack from below, like the Lincoln and the BV-238. Those things are relatively unprotected from the bottom, and it is safer to attack those planes from below. As we take the plane up into the vertical again, and here we're going for another attack run in the vertical, and we're using our speed here to good effect. 450 again, going for the wing there, but we get another gunner as well, you know, as you move around the bullets stray. But the attack angle is very important with these kinds of things. You don't want to sit right behind the bomber in the back gunner's view. Here we take a little bit of risk, and immediately we get hit for the first time, and this was because I got a little bit impatient and I did not wait until I got really in front of the enemy bomber. So the back gunner there got a shot. Usually he only gets a glancing hit, like on this pass. That back gunner did not have a chance in hell to shoot at me, and we got him smoking. Now we're going for our second run here, and you have another hit, and you have to imagine that every time, because I cut at this of course a little bit here and there, every time we pass the plane and I make sure I'm in front of the plane, I'm above the plane, and that's the moment where I dive in again. That's my usual tactic setup for attacking these bombers. The B-17 is a rather dangerous one. It's brimming with 50 cals from all sides, so there's not really the safest side to attack this thing from. Now here we have one of the BV-238s, and here we have a kilometer distance. We start shooting from way out. The chance he hits me is low, but this is still relatively risky. But we went for the engine there and we set a fire. You can't do this if you're shooting from range and you're trying to snipe. Here we went for the pilots, and we did get a pilot snipe. This is in AB, as you can see. Here we didn't quite get the lead on the pilots, and we have to go back up and reset. This is in another match where we attack an IL-4 from below, and we again go for the pilots, and we do get a pilot snipe in the end there. Now attacking from the side is usually also possible, of course, but it's more difficult to get the target. Here we made sure we were in front, we dove down, we got the attack angle from the front, and we set his left engine or his right engine on fire, which is quite nice. Now you can't always rely on fires, of course, but many fuel tanks on most bombers are placed in the wings, and if you pepper the wings, you usually guaranteed a fire on one of the engines most of the time. Here we go for that left engine, and we switch to the right engine, where we indeed get a critical on that engine, and we seem to have unbalanced the bombers. Now that's a good thing about the large bombers. If you pepper one of the wings and one of the wings only, the lift on that wing is severely hampered, and you very often get a bomber that is out of balance and will slowly pummel to the ground. You usually get the kill. This works very well with B-17s, B-29s and all those big 4-engined bombers. Here we went for the left engines and for the left wing, and we indeed got fire, and you see the plane listing to the left like a maniac, and we get another kill there indeed. So it is very important for you to know which bomber you are facing and to have a general sense of where the turrets are on that particular bomber. Turret knowledge is very important. You have, for example, the Lincoln, which has a 20mm on the top, and now that might be one of those bombers you don't want to attack from above. And I know, of course, I flew it not too long ago, that it also has a weak spot in the top where the 20mm doesn't reach. But yeah, all in all, attack it from below. So the most important things in these attacks on bombers are speed, your attack angle, have clear idea of your targets, your pilots, your wings, your engines, and eventually the elevator in a pinch. Know your turrets, have discipline to reset after a miss, take your time to reset, and make sure you attack in the correct angle again, and you will most likely survive after you get the bomber, if you do your best. Now here is the Lincoln. It has a 20mm on top. We avoided to get into its range. We attacked the Lincoln from below. And we get it down. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know if it helped. I'll see you in the next one. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button, become part of this community. If you are already a subscriber, don't forget to like the video, do leave me a comment, and if you really feel like helping out today, make sure to share the video with your friends and let them know about the channel.